Hey guys, and welcome to another tutorial on this channel. We're going to be learning about styling tables. In this tutorial, we're also going to be learning about different table borders, the meaning of collapsed table borders, adding the width and height for the table data and header, and new different alignments, and adding colors to different rows. So what does a collapsed border mean? A collapsed border just simply means that it just has a single border, and the example is right here, so it's just going to be just technically one line right here, and that's what it just simply means. So before we get into Sublime Text, I just want to say that from now on I'm going to be uploading once a week, so which will be every Sunday. So now let's just get into Sublime Text. So here we are on Sublime Text, and let's go through the first step. So let's first design this table right here. So you could copy the exact table that I've done right here. So right here, let's go onto the design.css, and let's go like around right here. And then if we just type in table, so we're just going to be designing the table first. So if we just do table, then we want to get every single bit of the table. So we want the table header, and the table data. So table header and table data. And if you just do those curly brackets and enter, and then here you want to do border, and then we want the pixels put in the solid and the black. So I think the solid bit is the design of the table right there. So if you just want, so the pixels, we could just do 2 pixels. We want it to be solid and the black. We could do you could do dotted here. You could replace the solid with the dotted, but I'm just gonna keep it as dotted. So if you just do the semicolon, let's just change it to green. Why not? So if you just save that, then go onto your web browser. So just load that up. So right here, as you could see, the table is right there. So as you could see here, by default there'll be two there'll be like 2 borders right here. So so in the PowerPoint we went through a collapsed border, so we're gonna add that onto CSS. So if we just then if we just enter a few times and type in table, then right here if we just do border, then collapse, then if we do collapse. So if we just save that, then if we go back onto the web browser, so right there, so right there it'll be a single border, and it looks a lot more better in my opinion right here. So right there, so if you want, you could do the double border without adding the border collapse, but I'm just gonna keep the border collapse with me on CSS. So right here, that's the border and the table right there. We could also go through we're gonna also learn about the width and the height. So we went through this a lot of times, but we're just gonna do that right here. So I think we could just do the border collapse. So if we just do the width, so the table's width, we could do like 70%, or yeah, let's do percent this time. So we could do 70%, and then here with the table header, we could just do the height. The height right here. Just enter that. Then here we could do height. Then here we could do 50 pixels. So if you just save that right there, so the width, so we got the width and the height. So if we just go back onto CSS on the web browser, then if we go back, and right there the width and the height, the width, and so yeah, so I got the width and the height set right there onto CSS right there. So yeah, so the height increased, so the table's height increased, as well as the other table headers height increased, and the board and the table in general just increased in width right there. So yeah, so that was the width and the height, so you could just mess around with the width and the height right there. So as well as we're going to go through different alignments. So there's going to be a horizontal alignment and a vertical alignment. So we know the horizontal alignment is the text alignment right there. So if we just design that, so that would be so we could do the vertical alignment on the header right there. So let's do the text alignment on the header, then we could do the vertical alignment on the header again as well. So if we just do text alignment, and we could do to the right, so because the left is actually no, let's do center. So right here, if we just save that right there, and if we go back on the index and save it. Wait, oh, it's the table header I was looking at. Yeah, so right there is in the center right there. We could also do the same with the table data. So if we just do table data as well, then if we just save that, then if we go back, so yeah, so right there, so they're all in the center right there. We could also do it to the right, but I feel like the right will just look really, it won't really look good right there. So that was, we could we could go through the vertical alignment. So if we just go vertical align, and we know the vertical align will be either the top or the bottom. So let's do the top first. So if we just save that, and then if we go back, and then if we go, yeah, so top right there. So yeah, so that was the top right there, and then we could also do bottom as well. Bottom. So if you just save that and then go back, and then right here it'll be at the bottom right there. So yeah, so that was the different alignments, which is the horizontal alignment and the vertical alignment. As well as, so let's go through the final bit, which is the background color and so on, so, and the hover as well. So if we just enter a few times again right here, we could just do table header, and then if we do the background color of the table header, we could do different colors. So if we just go, we could go on to color picker right here. Let me just bring that up, and then right here we could go through the different colors right there. We went through this as well a few times. So if we just pick a sort of like a dark green, like sort of around here, then we just copy this, yeah, so copy this and then go back, and then right there, and then we want to change the text of the color, and then we're just gonna leave it to white, so we don't want any fancy style right there on the text. So if we just save that, and if we go back onto our desktop to get our website right here, so right here, let's just put it back to the center because I don't really like it to be at the bottom. So if you just do text align center, so save that, go back. Yeah, so right here, look, it just looks so good right there. So yeah, so that was the color. You could also change the same thing with the table header right there. Oh no, the table data right there as well. So yeah, so that was the wait, let me just try change it as well, that, so if we just save that, maybe it might work. Yeah, so right there, but I'll change the different color. So let's do that right now. So if we just go back, and then what really fits with green, we could do like a yellow. No, I don't think a yellow will work. Maybe like maybe around blue, maybe. So maybe like right here. Then if we just copy this, Control C, then if you just go back, right here, table. Oh no, we might have to do it separately. So if you just do table data separately right here, TD, do that. Then if we just do background color, background, oh, yeah, there we go, background color. Then if we paste that in, and then we just do white color, which is white. So if we just save that, then if we go back onto onto the web browser right here. So if go on the index, then right here, yeah, so that looks really good right there. So yeah, so that was the colors right there. So we also, so I got another bonus step, so we could also, whenever we hover onto the table, so right there, I'll just show you an example. So we just, not really an example, but I'll just show it. So if to say whenever I hover on this, the color will change. So right there, so that is sort of similar to links. So if you want to do that, all you need to do is just do tr.hover, and then if we do semicolon, no, not semicolons, the curly brackets, and if we do background color, which is grey. So whenever we hover onto the table row, it will turn grey. So if we just save that and go back onto the web browser, so if you just go on index, and then if you go back, and then right there, it will so whenever we hover onto it, it will turn grey. So if you want that to work, I'll remove the background color for these table data. So as you can see, look, whenever I hover onto that, it won't work because there's already a color added onto it. So I'll make it white first, and then it will work right there. So yeah, so that was it right there. So we went through the table. Whenever we hover onto it, it will turn grey. So the hover, the colors, the alignment, the height, the width and height, the collapse, and yeah, so that was right there, and how to generally just make a proper table right there. So let's go on to the CSS questions. So here are the CSS questions, and let's go through the questions. So for number 1, what does a collapsed border mean? Number 2, are there paddings in tables? And number 3, can we just specify the border property? So I'll give you a few seconds. So hopefully you've answered all of those questions, and let's go through the question and the answers. So number 1, a collapsed border just simply means that it just has a single border. Number 2, it has a padding you could add onto the table. So that was a bit of a trick question because we haven't went through that. And number 3, yes, we could specify the border property. So if you like this CSS tutorial, make sure to hit the notification bell, because in the next video we're going to be learning, going to recap onto CSS, so everything we did in CSS. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more tutorials like these in the future. Thank you.